Alright guys, welcome to week 4. I wanted to take a quick moment and talk you through of everything that you've gone through so far. Let me explain one thing that you probably haven't already noticed. If you've understood everything so far leading up to this video, you are already ahead of 80% of the market who's trying to crack the code of trading. Here's the thing. Many people, when it comes to trading, they're trying to figure out a pattern or rhythm of the market. And when they go deeper and deeper into that rhythm, it is an endless cycle of trying to figure it out of what is the code of the universe that will give me all the answers that I need. When in actuality, all you have to do is look on the other spectrum and saying, what if it is not a pattern? What do I do then? If you actually research into that, all the doors will open. So Forex, you have to treat it like a human being, okay? You have to treat it like a normal person or a child. You can give candy to a child for saying, if you do this, I'll give you a piece of candy for good work. If you do this, I'll give you a piece of candy. But don't forget, that child is growing on a day-to-day basis. Once the child reaches a certain age and you try to bribe him with candy, is it gonna work? It's evolved. It needs new things. It needs to understand it's more complex. The markets are exactly the same way. And the reason why this is happening is because the people trading into the markets are human beings. So human beings are portraying their emotions onto day-to-day trading. Okay? So I hope that makes sense. So one side is, the industry is all focused on, if I have the right knowledge, I'll make it. Now, here's what I want to tell you, and here's what I want you to really understand and take it home with you. Having the right knowledge is correct. Okay, you need to have the right knowledge. Is how well you can perform using that knowledge is where it all counts. Is where you make the big bucks, where you make 7, 8, 9 figures. Okay? But just by having the knowledge means nothing. Again, if you're reaching up to this point and you've understood everything reaching up to this point, you are doing better than 80% of the market who is too slow or too lazy to understand these concepts or to do all this extra work around trading. But when the reality is, when they go to buy a house, they'll do all the research in the world to buy a house, but when it comes to taking one single trade, the research drops down to, let me just try this. Why? You gotta put in the work, you gotta put in the efforts. I'm giving you the right tools, so there's no more excuses that you don't have access to the big boy knowledge, you don't have access to the right resources or the right support team. We're all here, you have it all now. So going forward, there's no more excuses, right? So starting this video, I'm gonna go deeper into the concepts. It's gonna give you more aha moments, more step-by-step things, what you need to do and when you need to think to say, I gotta back off today. It's not the same in the market. I'm gonna help you to think in that way. Okay? This is not a theory where the way Naveen explained it is so vague, it could mean anything. No. I'm gonna explain to you in such a way where you will know that this type of market is for you, this type of market is not for you, and this type of market needs to be traded much, much bigger. Okay? That is the key to trading. In money management, you're all focused on, I need to trade 2% across the board. Real traders don't do that. Okay, this might come as a shock to you. Real traders do not trade 2% across the board on every single trade. Actual traders, what they're doing is that when their trade comes along, they trade a lot bigger. They push the limits to as far as possible because they know this is their setup where they exceed in or they excel in and they do really well. And slower markets, they either do not trade it at all, which is very pro, or they trade very small in case they want to be in it. Okay? All right, so all of these concepts you want to remember. So one thing, it is not what knowledge do you know, it's what you can do with that knowledge that makes all the difference. Okay? You can have all the knowledge in the world. You can go to the best university, have the best degree, have the best education, but you can still be behind a dropout who's succeeding in life because you're not applying the knowledge well enough, fast enough, and efficiently enough. Okay, that's where the power comes in. So yes, right now you're going through the knowledge phase, But now you're stepping into month 2 of the Mastering Price Action 2.0. We are now going to go into application mode. Okay? So right now, up until this point, you're learning. Now we're going to be learning, practicing. And starting this week, we're going to start opening up the chapters on how to pick a right pair to trade. Because choosing the right pair to trade is half the battle. Okay? So I'll see you in the next video.